Welcome back to the GOAT Pod Bachelorette Review, Episode 6. Here with my hosts, Miss Nicole and Miss Alicia. Thank you so much for joining the show again. Y'all, we made it to hometowns, man. Some of these guys are smitten. Matter of fact,
that is the word of the season. If I hear it one more time.
Smitten. Just playing.
Smitten kitten.
I'm smitten with the show. I'm having so much fun with you guys. But we made it all the way to hometowns. A couple more episodes left. It's starting to get to the point where we don't know what's happening, right? We've kind of known, pretty much what's going to happen up to this point. No real surprises, nothing super crazy. But starting next week, we're going to have some tough decisions. So anything you guys want to talk about before we dive into the actual dates here?
I was shocked about the who she sent home this episode.
You were?
I was because I thought it was
the other one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get to that. If you're watching this, you know who it is, but we'll get there. So the first hometown, Aaron B, not Louisiana, not New Orleans, but he goes takes everybody to meet his family in Austin, Texas, right?
Houston.
That's right. Houston, Texas. My fault. So Aaron, he says it's been 10 years since he brought a girl home. For a 29-year-old, is that a long time?
That's a long time, I feel like. I mean, I don't know.
That means he was 19, college age last time.
And sweetheart, probably.
Yeah, if he's 29 years old, I don't know if he's been looking for his person. Kind of a little different than some of the other guys where everyone that they've gone to, they said, hey, this guy's been pretty serious. But with that being said, he kind of addresses before they go on the date, hey, we haven't, or with Charity, he meets her up. He says, hey, we haven't really talked about love, but I hope that, by the end of this date, we can talk about it and get there, which is smart. I think he addressed that, hey, I am a little far behind than some of the other guys, and I know that, but, this is my goal. So now, I respected that because, he's basically saying, look, I'm not bringing you here to just meet my family and chill. I actually am trying to get to that love place, and I want you to get there. But I felt bad for Aaron a little bit at this point. I don't know.
Did you guys?
A little bit. Tell me.
I mean, she says that they are the furthest behind, which I felt like Xavier was the furthest behind, but I think that she's just really super into Xavier.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Physically infatuated with Xavier.
Yeah.
I think she kind of felt bad, she made it seem at the end of the episode that this was unexpected and I'm falling in love and blah, blah, blah. But, come on.
I feel like they just, after he started that drama, they just fell off.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was your ick.
That was,
Remember when you said that? That really made me laugh. That really was an ick, and we said it. Do not talk about other guys.
That was it. I mean, I don't feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Not the one.
I did a little bit, and the reason is because whenever he did meet their parent, or she did meet his parents and his whole family, and honestly, I thought this was the coolest family. I'm not gonna lie.
They were really cool.
I really liked his family too.
Yeah.
But did you guys Aaron was a completely different person.
He was.
If he was like that the whole season, I think he'd have a chance.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
In the season, before he went home, he's seems like an angry, jealous guy, and then all of a sudden he's so soft and emotional, just different person.
You seen in the final scene?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when he was talking to his dad.
When he was talking to his dad.
We've talked
everything.
We've talked about how we've seen some not bad traits, but maybe red flags ish in Aaron. But you're so right. His vulnerability, true self whenever he was with his family, and just the smiling, the happy guy, dude, that's the confidence we've been missing this whole season.
He just needed his family there to bring it out the whole time.
Yeah.
But it's too late. That's why she was able to come back up.
Right.
But it's too late. It wasn't enough.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Actually, it makes a really good point. And we kind of thought man, this is out of all the families for sure. I was this I would have these people be my in-laws.
I want to go there for Christmas.
Literally.
I agree. I was and she even said I can't wait to come back, which.
How did she say that? I have that in my notes too. How did she dare say that?
I know.
And the home cooked the meal.
Yes,
I loved
the
that.
food. It was just very warm, inviting, welcoming.
Yeah.
Everybody was funny and just sweet, and the food. I really liked that vibe too.
And you could tell why they've lasted for so long. His parents,
Was it his his mom that asked her, "Do you love my son?" And she straight up said, "No."
Yeah.
She
said,
asked if he will.
Yeah.
If he asked you to marry him, would you say yeah? And she said, no, I really respected that.
Yeah, no.
And that's
Yeah,
how
I loved
knew
her
it was
answer
probably,
too.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have here a couple notes on Aaron's family. I said Eric is the younger brother that is married, and Aaron kind of respects and honors that. So like you have one brother who's younger, and he has a wife, and she's in the home, and you know, it's already showing that it's a loving and compassionate home because Charity herself has addressed interracial marriage, and he has an interracial marriage. So they know, oh, this family's the opposite, just as loving and accepting, right? And hey, here I am trying to join this family. So we know that they're accepting in general. So that was huge. And then I was surprised. I was surprised when I thought Charity, because I thought in the past, like if Charity was disinterested or like kind of out of it, right? Let's just say she had her mind made up already. I felt like she could kind of like not do a good job of wearing it on her face, right? Like we could always kind of tell like, all right, you're going through the motions. But in this one, when I think all of us were pretty confident that Aaron is going home, right? Going into this episode, but she seemed genuinely interested. And then when she dropped that bomb, I can't wait to come back. Like, how dare you? Charity, I love
feel
you, but
like
that was
it
uncalled
just-
for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel like
It just slipped, I feel like.
but I
don't
feel
know.
like she liked him more than she was like expecting to.
Right.
She
Yeah.
really, I think the family kind of
family
brought
did
that
it.
out for
Yeah,
her.
and she like saw herself there, and like
Yep.
for me, like you know, you guys are both married. Like for me, like I dream of having in-laws that I like love to see, you
Yeah.
know. And she like felt that in the
Yeah.
moment, like kind of just jumped the gun with that. Which you know, I can't wait to come back. That got me.
I mean,
know
you
what
saw his mom's face and the
Yeah.
dad's face. They're like,
Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Like-
yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
I know, I do. I felt bad for that. And I wrote down too when his dad told both of the boys, I don't want to remember your girlfriend's names.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
bring home your
Amen
wife.
to that.
And I love that. And that's probably why it's been 10 years since he's brought someone home.
Yeah, he just kept it real, or the parents kept it real. Like, guys, we're in it to win it. You know,
Yeah.
we're not.
Yeah.
Don't bring me Mrs. Right now. I want Mrs. Right. You know, in my
Yeah.
house. And that was really. It honestly was powerful. Pops calls her a keeper, and I just kept thinking,
Yeah.
like, man, this guy is so cool. Like
Yeah.
this is
I
the type
know.
of guy you would want as your father-in-law. He just keeps it real.
Yeah.
and
Whoever
says it's
marries
cool.
Aaron is going to get a great family.
great
for
family.
sure.
And you know, since we know he's gone, let's hope that he makes it onto the beach.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I'm trying to think of someone who I
can't
see him
picture
with.
on the beach.
You can't
I'm trying to think of someone I would see him with from.
from past
know.
seasons.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to see for
We'll see.
ourselves. It was super dangerous that Charity said that. I mean, she said that this is the type of family I would want to be in. You know, and much, you know, like the magic she's felt before. Is it enough to get her there? We know now it's not. But kind of, I'll retract something I said in maybe one of the earlier episodes, which is like, now after seeing the way that this hometown went, if it weren't to work out with Charity and whoever she picks, Aaron has a chance. Maybe. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
I definitely take that back because I said in the future, like, oh, Aaron has no chance if she doesn't pick him.
Yeah.
And I kind of changed my tune on that. So,
Did you guys notice how they were like eating dinner, holding hands?
yeah.
Oh
Who
no.
eats like that?
I don't like that.
Like, come on. They're like,
That's the type of people who would sit next to each
Oh
other in
my
a
God.
booth.
I was
Oh,
just going to say
100%.
that. Dude, if you're sitting next to each other in a booth, if you're holding hands
Knock
when
it
you're
off.
eating, guys,
No.
get
stop.
out.
This is your sign to stop.
There is no chance you've been in a relationship for longer than a year because that shit goes out the window.
Yeah.
We'll
No.
bleep that out. But man, that's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious. Sitting in the same booth. I can't help but make fun of people that do that. That is so
me
funny.
too.
So they go back to his high school.
That was cute.
That was cute.
Loved that.
I
Middle-
put Aaron the romantic.
Yeah, I liked.
I wanted a jacket, honestly.
I know the jackets were super cute, and I
So
love
cute.
I love that he like played the Lauren Elena song.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
She
know,
was
dance.
loving it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was crying.
Bawling.
Yeah, he played on the emotions, and he he made her feel special. And I believed it too.
I
yeah.
did too, yeah.
That's why I feel like I if it was me in Charity's shoes, I would have sent
I
Xavier
didn't think
home.
he was going to go.
Yeah, I thought after this kind of like sealed the deal for one more week with
Right,
him.
right. Well,
Because he did have a really good hometown.
yeah.
Yeah.
If we, but look, I mean, if we know that neither of them are going to be the guy, right? Then I'd rather, you know, if it's me, I'm gonna cuddle up next to the cuter girl. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna just be honest with you.
Yeah, I
And
think
if
she wants the
Yeah,
fantasy suite.
Right. We've been laughing about that, but I mean, you know, the proof's in the pudding. So now we'll get to Xavier. I thought his family was great too, but next on the list was Joey. Okay. Now they go to Pennsylvania, which Pennsylvania is beautiful, very similar to us here in Michigan. Great weather. And in the ITM, she says she's planning on telling him she's falling in love with him. Mm-hmm. Oh, I hate being right. I hate being right.
God.
So this was unique, right? Because she
Yeah.
hadn't said or inferred saying this to any of the other guys.
She said it more than once.
Yeah, she did.
She said she was going to, but she ended up not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she kept saying
Yeah,
it.
and
Like,
you guys brushed it off last week when I was like, no, Joey was the only person that she said in private, oh, I'm falling in love with him too. I just haven't told them, and we're just kind of like brushed it off, like, oh, maybe they're not showing her say the same thing about Dotton. But in this episode, she said, I'm planning, if everything goes well, to tell him I'm falling in love with him. She didn't say that about Dotton. She didn't say that about Xavier.
No.
Yeah.
I think
But
it was a
things-
producer thing.
But
Maybe.
things didn't really go the way that
No.
she wanted them to, so that's probably why she didn't end up saying
Thanks,
it.
Susan.
Correct. Why don't you tell us about the tennis date?
First of all, her outfits, the orange dress, and then that purple tennis outfit. I ended up Googling it. I was like, I need that.
It was
So
sexy.
cute.
It was
Yeah.
sexy. Normally I would say cute. Nah, that was sexy.
Yeah, she looked so good.
What up, Charity? Call me.
I like that. It was like a
she
whole
looked
new
great.
side of him
Right.
on tennis, because that's where he thrives.
Yeah,
So.
that's something. It's something that definitely was evident to me. Is like we always talk about their relationship specifically, so natural, so effortless.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and just like kind of, you know, we know it's more puppy love. You know what I mean? And he has a confidence that he doesn't have to talk about. He doesn't have to talk the talk. He just walks the walk. And that's what I love about Joey, specifically, me personally. The way she looks at him, she's just in awe of Joey. For some reason, whatever it is, he's just genuinely nice. And then comes Uncle Joe.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Is Uncle Joe a villain in this episode?
1000%.
Oh yeah.
You think?
There's
1000%,
always one.
yeah.
There's always one in a hometown where the family just does not act appropriate for TV, and I would be so mad if that
Yeah.
was my family. I'd be like, "You shut your mouth."
Yeah, 100%.
But Uncle Joe was definitely that one.
Yeah, and it is unfortunate how her whole thing was like, hey, like I want to be accepted in this interracial relationship, and they made it so that the one white family she goes to visits, there's issues. Now, I'll be honest, I do think it was much more natural with some of the black families. Let's just be real,
Yeah.
you know? But he didn't waver. He was all about it. This is my girl. This is who I plan to marry. And not that they in any way didn't want her there or whatever, but it just happened that was the awkward hometown. You know, it just incidentally happened that way.
And I think the only reason why it was awkward was because of Uncle Joe. I feel
Right.
like his parents were fine,
Yeah.
siblings,
But
you know.
we really didn't see his dad.
Not
Just
much.
in the beginning when they said hi, and that was it, which I was kind of upset about.
Right.
Yeah,
We
I
wanted-
I
wanted
wanted
to
to
see
know
more,
more.
too.
I wanted to know his questions. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
more of their
Where was all
dynamic.
that? Yeah.
So
It seemed. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
It seemed kind of more that he is the father, the uncle. What I was gathering was
the
like,
uncle was the father figure.
yeah,
Yeah.
because
I
of
got
everything
too.
that went on.
Yeah.
It
the
seemed
masculine
like,
energy, whatever he had.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was his tennis coach, and he's like his opinion. He said his opinion is one that matters the
Yeah.
most,
Right.
which I was shocked by. I was like, not your mom and dad, but
Yeah.
hey, that's their dynamic.
Yeah.
So we laughed. I laughed behind the scenes because in last week's clip, if you guys saw last week's clip, Alicia said something about something being off about Joey and Charity's relationship. I think me and Nicole were kind of like, wait, really?
Yeah,
what?
you guys definitely disagree.
Yeah, we have to trust you.
So right away Uncle Joe goes, yeah, something doesn't seem right. And I'm just like, Alicia. Where is your witchcraft? What is your Alicia's intuition? That is definitely a thing here. Like what were you, like what did you see over the time, like to get to this point that maybe Uncle Joe saw? Like, what have you been
It
seeing?
was just paying attention to how he is. Like, yeah, he gazes into her eyes and like all that mushy gushy stuff, but I feel like there's no core.
It's not built on anything. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what
No
that's
root.
kind of what Joe
Like,
is saying.
It's not built on anything.
Yeah. So Joey's sister Carly, which she had a rock on her finger, otherwise I'd be asking her out too. She reveals kind of like what we've all thought in the past, which is like Joey's a lover boy, right? Which is what we're worried about. If this relationship isn't based on something pure and solid, if it's just based on infatuation, we all know somebody's going to get hurt in the end here, you know? And I give her credit for saying that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. She also asked Charity point blank, like, are you falling in love with him? And she doesn't dodge the question. She flat out says yes, which is crazy because at this point she hadn't told Joey yet.
Yeah.
I know.
What do you guys think about that?
I mean, obviously the sister's gonna tell him, "Hey, she said this."
Yeah.
Like it's gonna come up. There's no chance. It's
They
not.
didn't show it, but you know, we did think it was a little bit odd that she didn't dodge a question. I thought she would have played political, you know, and just been like, you know.
But
Kinda
at
like
that
she did.
moment, she was ready to tell him. She didn't know the uncle was gonna come and ruin it.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and then I like how the sister also said like, "Hey, if this doesn't work out, we're the ones that have to pick up the pieces with Joey because he does fall so deeply
Yeah,
and
I feel
hard." Yeah,
That's why they were like, especially his mom. She was
Yes.
so emotional.
Yeah.
About
That was my next point of conversation. I was going to say, look, Joey's mom, she's so passionate. Her eyes, I would describe them as desperate. Okay, and not in a bad way, like in an emotional way. Like we look deeper, coming from a woman who, I had a hard time finding the word, but you could say, I don't know if tricked is the right word, but you know, led a life that she thought was so authentic. Right. And we're not thinking about that. Like his mother dated, married, had kids with someone that was totally different than what she thought.
Yeah.
So she's coming at it from such a different perspective, and I feel very sad for her that she has these doubts, and her son is so emotional, and she just wants the best for him because she's lived it herself. It's not easy to live a life with somebody who's not being as genuine or in a circumstance that they feel like they have to be in. So that, I don't know, that really made an impact on me, the mother, you know?
Too.
Was she still wearing her wedding rings?
Oh, see, I didn't notice.
I didn't
I
notice that
feel like
either, and I don't know if she had
just
remarried. I don't know, they didn't say
remember
that.
if it was her right or left hand, but I know I saw a wedding ring. in her
Okay,
hand.
something for us to go back and check.
Yeah, maybe
Something
she
for us to go back and
Maybe
check.
they're not, or maybe did he say they got divorced? Was that confirmed?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, no,
Was
they
confirmed?
got divorced for sure. Yeah, they got divorced. They didn't show that she had another guy or anything there, or if the dad had another partner or whatever. But I just thought that was an interesting perspective that she had coming from her experience.
Yeah.
So definitely something to think about.
Yeah. Back to his uncle though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's like, I don't know. But he says, "Are you being you or someone she
Oh, I
wants?"
couldn't believe that.
What do you think made him say that? Like, what do you think he would? Let me ask you this. Like, we don't know, but what do you think Joey is like in real life? Maybe that Uncle Joe didn't see.
You know what? I'm not sure, but I have definitely been that way in previous relationships where I'm a people pleaser, and I've kind of like maybe lost myself and done like kind of been the person that they wanted instead of staying true to myself. So I get that, but I you know, he knows Joey the best, so we do have to kind of trust that. But he also he's like, Uncle Joe even says that he's like a very cynical person and skeptical of marriage.
I
So-
would have a easier time believing that Joey wasn't being as, maybe authentic's not the right word, but his true self. If Uncle Joey could pinpoint it and he could say,
Yeah.
hey, you're being soft in this scenario, which I've never seen you be soft in, or hey, you're being, not critical, in a certain situation. Because what do we know Joey as? As being a soft, loving, nurturing, but we all know men have their sides.
Yeah.
Right.
And are you showing all of them? Maybe that's what he's saying.
I feel like he's just really upset about the process. He doesn't like it already.
Yeah.
So he's kind of just doing whatever it is just to sabotage it, maybe save Joey from being heartbroken and then them having to pick up the pieces.
Fair. So you just think like he might
being
not
super
even have
protective.
any problem with Charity, or maybe even any problem with the way that Joey is with Charity. Maybe he's just like, this whole thing is screwed.
He's just
like,
trying to ruin it.
Yeah, he's trying to ruin it, huh?
Yeah.
He's trying to sabotage it. He
Damn
doesn't
your
like
intuition.
it.
I know. If I was Charity, I would take what he says with a grain of salt, but
I would
would
have
be
confronted him.
Okay, yeah.
Why didn't you say something?
Yeah.
You're standing there bawling your eyes. Say it.
Yeah.
Man up. Say what's wrong.
Yeah.
Your uncle said this to me. Is it true? What am I missing?
Yeah, on the bench, you mean? When
yeah.
they were, yeah.
Good
You're,
point.
you're sitting there saying, I want to tell him I'm falling in love with you, yet you can't confront the guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Over something that just happened in his house.
Keeping
Yeah.
it real. She's
Yeah.
right. She's
Yeah.
right. Because
You
if,
want to
Yeah.
marry him?
if this is your
You have-
guy and you can't address something like, hey, we're gonna do this right now, because Joey might handle it one of two ways. He might say, hey, I maybe could be acting another way, or he's gonna hold his girl's hand, walk into there and say, this is my girl, this is what we're doing, you're gonna stick with it. And like, she didn't even give him an opportunity to address it.
And I mean, he had the
Yeah.
same conversation with his uncle, which he could have simply brought up and told him what he responded, and that's it. It's done. It's squashed. She would have told him, I love you so much, and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
All the mushy gushy
And turn the
stuff.
negative to a positive.
Instead,
Yeah.
she stood there sobbing.
Damn,
Like, come on.
Charity.
Yeah, you
Come
have to
on
be
now.
able to be comfortable enough to like talk about the bad
Yeah.
stuff that
Yeah,
going
as
on in
Charity, we love you, but like, I got a couple issues with you in
Yeah.
this episode. Okay, I do. All right, number one, you do not tell the Bryants that you're coming back if you're not.
Yeah.
All right, number two, step up to your man. There's more, and we'll get there. Okay,
We're
We'll
only
get
at
there.
2 right now.
I know. Okay, so what else? Anything else you guys want to talk about before we move on from Joey?
Yeah, just her standing there sobbing in his arms.
I don't want to leave. This sucks.
Yeah, like, no, that's not why you're crying.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was her, I would that would definitely be in the back of my mind. Like, of course, as a woman, you're gonna think about that, but take that with a grain of salt, because Uncle Joe is clearly
But
trying
he
to
also
sabotage.
did tell her, like, that's the closest person to me.
Yeah,
So she's kind of in a sticky situation.
you're like,
Right.
Like, why wouldn't I trust a guy?
So let me ask you this. So could you say that this is a man who, and this is kind of, it's funny that you said that. This is a man, if he really cares about Joey, right? He could be looking at it another way. Think of it as a coach mentality, okay? If I'm a coach and you're the best at what you do, right? You've worked on your craft, I'm going to rattle your cage. And I'm going to see how you respond. So,
Okay.
so maybe he's like, oh, I'm going to rattle the cage. If they're really meant to be, they'll be straight. That's something that I wrote down and I kind of thought about. If they're really going to stand the test of time, they're going to have no problem with me rattling the cage because they're going to be just fine. So
yeah. I don't know.
So I
would
could see that.
I could see that too. I would be upset if
it's a
that was my uncle.
It's a coach mentality, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you suck. You're never going to be anything, and it's going to motivate them or whatever. From the relationship standpoint, hey, I'm not going to say any bad things about the girl, but I'm going to try to see if I can mentally prepare you for what's to come. And maybe he's like, look, you're going to deal, if she's the one, you're going to deal with a million people saying a million things outside the show. You should be able to deal with me saying a little BS here at home.
100%.
True, yeah. And he was his tennis coach. So maybe he does have that.
So maybe he's
coach
not sabotaging, guys. Maybe he loves his
Let's
nephew.
see.
We'll
What's
see if
your
Alicia.
record?
Yeah, we'll see if Alicia's right, like normal.
I chose Joey to be the winner,
It's
and he
not.
will be. I'm switching up.
You're still saying
I'm
it?
switching up.
No way.
Come on.
Well, I'll let you guys know what
Joey
I actually
over
think.
Dotton?
I'll let you know what I actually think at the end.
What
of the
was
show.
your original guess?
Joey? Joey from day one.
Daughton's parents came from freaking Nigeria for
Oh
this.
my
Well,
gosh.
and wait, who's
He's the
picked
winner.
Dotton?
We got a couple weeks.
That was me.
Yeah, it was. We got a couple weeks. Wait, but who did she say she's falling in love with? Anywho.
Did she say it though? Did she say it? Did she tell him?
She wimped out.
Yeah. Because of what an uncle said.
Well, we'll find out.
wasn't that
We'll
strong.
find out who lays it down in the fantasy suites next week to get them the rose. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, Joe tells Charity flat out. He goes, "Hey, I don't know if Joey's ready." He also tells her that obviously Joey was trying to be. Maybe he's trying to be somebody. And she's questioning whether she should say it. She doesn't. For the first time with Joey specifically, she shows negative emotions, which gives Joey a sense of not having clarity or not having confidence for the first time in this whole experience, which can take its toll. So
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, he's like, the last time I saw her, like, she's crying.
Yeah.
And
He
I
was
don't
so
know where I
sad.
stand.
He was devastated.
I mean, especially that being the last time that you'll see each other for a while until the rose ceremony or
Yeah.
whatever, and that's your last
I honestly
interaction.
thought he was going home. To be honest
Yeah.
with you, I
Yeah.
thought it was a wrap.
That would be hard to sit with those emotions for a few days until you see each other
Yeah.
again.
Tough. Okay, we'll move on to Xavier. So Xavier's in Cleveland, just down the road from us, 2 hours from us. Xavier, if you want to come on the show, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, come knit with us.
Yeah, come knit with us. So that's where he takes her. He takes her to the yarn store to knit. And this was, as I've said clearly, this is a boss move. Okay, this is the epitome of masculinity. All right, and I'll tell you why. Just like me doing this podcast, true masculinity is being totally content with who you are, not caring what anybody thinks, and embracing it. And that's what he does. And I swear, I think he's the biggest G for doing this. I'm not going to lie.
I agree.
Me too.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved that date.
Oh, me too. Especially with all like the older people sitting
and they
there.
were sipping wine.
Yes.
Like, take me there.
They were
Love
chilling.
that.
And like, I just love that. Like if we want to judge people by looks, which is our mistake all the time, he doesn't belong there. But to him, these are my people. This is what I do.
Yeah.
And I am confident and proud of that. And I just thought that was like the sweetest thing. He was able to show his softness, which isn't expected out of what we perceive to be a playa, you know? And he was able to show his softness, which is, pretty encouraging for someone looking for love and a partner. So.
Yeah, I liked how he said too that like he's in the lab all day normally when being a scientist or a researcher or whatever, and this is how he unwinds because everyone kind of needs that. For my husband it's video games where he likes to unwind, and for him it's knitting, and that's so cool to me.
So it's relaxing.
Yeah.
Relieves the stress. Like, I might try it.
Give it a shot.
I did try it during COVID.
Sticks.
Didn't work
Is that
out
what
for me.
she already called them? The sticks?
The sticks? Yeah, grab the
needles.
sticks.
Yeah, it was funny. I loved that. I was like, you're so cute.
Yeah, that's funny. So they go to meet their family, but before they show a little ITM when Xavier says he wants to fall in love with Charity, he's just not there yet and hopes like the bond can grow whenever he meets the family. He walks in and their family is just full of life, full of love.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And
I hope
it really
my
felt
son
special.
loves me the way he loves his mom.
Yeah.
I really do.
That's
I pray
powerful.
for that.
Yeah.
Aw, I love that.
It really is true. Like he said, mom said like, wow, they have like a crazy connection. It looks like they've been together for a long time. And the way he hugged his mom and what we know, like he's not a guy that's going to super talk about it all the time, but we know he changed his career. His whole life is devoted to finding a cure, not only for his mom, but everybody's mom that's dealing with this. He's thinking about everybody else. So that just tells you the type of person he is and how he can feel about someone when he really loves them that deeply.
Yeah.
Is Charity that person? He questions it himself.
Right.
So that's something to be. Anything you guys want to talk about? I have a couple other notes, but what did you guys think about Xavier's family?
I loved them.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
They
too.
were very, very
They're very
opening.
opening.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought that Charity was like the most relaxed during this particular hometown. Now it might have been the family, which I think that they had a big idea, big reasoning to that. But it might have just been like, okay, I've been to a couple hometowns. Now I'm kind of like
In the groove.
in the groove of it. But I think it was more them. Like that seemed like something she was very natural and like very easy for her to get along with there.
Yeah. His mom says like he's a giver in relationships too, and that is kind of apparent with his relationship with his mom too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's given everything for her.
Yeah.
So
One thing I thought was interesting is, they kind of, Chelsea, which is Xavier's sister, and then Charity were talking, and she asked him, like, do you think he's ready? And she answered by saying, like, look, when my brother's in a relationship, he's actually super into it, super loyal, super wanting it to work, which, like, I don't know, I kind of expected it to be like, yeah, like, he's never really brought a girl home, and he's just never, but, like, it was actually the opposite. So maybe he's trying to slow down on everything because like he doesn't want to give his all yet to that point. And maybe being around his family made him see what it could be, which we all know leads to him telling her he's falling in love with her.
do you guys really think he meant that? Or because his mom and dad made him do it? Let's be real for a second.
I don't know if it had anything to do with
like, what was that?
I don't know if it had anything.
I'm falling in, like, because your mom just told you, your dad, like,
maybe he got caught up in the moment.
yeah,
a little bit.
I don't think he meant it one bit. He was just trying to secure his spot. He knows probably everybody else has said it. My parents, like, his parents encouraged him, and it just came out.
Yeah.
Talking about, Chelsea, she says she loves her.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
I thought it was so funny.
It was not genuine to me.
Because to me, it was like, Because to me, it was like, all right, we on this bench. You just met my parents. Like, shit, life is good, man. I'm falling in love with you. Like,
Yeah.
like literally.
What was that?
He was just spitting game, bro. He was just spitting game.
He was guaranteeing his spot.
I've gotten that vibe from him for weeks now. He just doesn't seem genuine to me.
He
And I
made
hope
it.
I'm wrong,
He made
but
It was the first time. It was the first time that like he spit game that I thought was like, bro, you're overdoing it. Don't tell the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
you're not falling in love with her, bro.
Oh my! I was like actually mad that he said that.
What did you guys think of his mom when Charity said, "Do you think that he's ready to get married?" And she said, "Yes." What do you think?
It's all for TV.
I don't. I think he is ready to get married. I just think this process is not for him. Like he's one of the guys that might not talk about it. I mean, he did say like, I know they be kissing, but he might not talk. He might not talk about it. But like, he just doesn't seem like the type of guy to choose. I'm sorry, to ask to get chosen by 4 guys. He's more of the guy that has 5 girls and he chooses the one. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's just still not ready to commit in my eyes. Like
Maybe.
he's not
He
there.
said, he said he's ready, and he said, "I'm ready with her," but he's just scared that like she might not choose him. Understandable, but his mom says, "Don't hold back."
Yeah.
So we'll see with that. But also, what do you think about him asking his dad? How do you know this love will last 8+ years?
Yes.
Or his dad asked him that.
Yeah. You know, I think he when he asked his dad kind of gave him like generic answers like, oh, that person has your back and you can't, nothing else matters. Like, come on, like we've all.
I mean, he had like, when you know, like it's just that feeling, like he said, like that feeling where you can't be away from them.
Yeah, well,
you know. Sure,
look,
Xavier sleeps like a baby at night.
It doesn't.
She ain't keeping him up.
It doesn't look. It doesn't. People were blinded. People are blinded. People think that they're gonna get married to people that they literally never talk to. Right? Like it's crazy. Like you see it all the time. Oh, I'm gonna marry this person. Oh, I love this person. Oh, I married this person, and then something happens, or they get divorced, and then they never talk. What his parents have, what Charity's parents have, what Aaron's parents have, what Don's parents have. That is the goal, right? 30+ years, right? But a lot of times, what Joey's parents have is the norm too. People that thought they were in love and didn't. So it is profound. You want to be able to take the word of somebody that's done it and has a strong family structure. But you definitely see in Xavier's hometown why he's a successful scientist. His hobbies are, not anything bad. They're freaking knitting. Like this guy came from a great house.
Yeah.
So I give his parents a lot of credit. I mean, he seems like a really good boy.
Yeah. My answer to that question would be not like these typical mushy gushy answers. It would just be like, you have to work at it. Like it's not, oh, is this the right person? Oh, do I love them? You have to be
willing to fight.
Yeah. You have to, marriage is work, and you have to get up every day and like consciously choose that person. And it can be uncomfortable sometimes and whatever, but you have to actually work at it.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, is this person right? Or is that person right? Or they make me feel this way. Like
you can't be sweeping under the rug either.
Yeah. You have to work at it.
Good point. So the right answer should be, if you're willing to work at it every day of your life. That's the right answer. How do you know?
Every single day.
It can last as long as you want it to.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
like that. Okay. Thank you, Nicole. Appreciate the insight on marriage.
I'm not an expert, all right? I've only been married 4 years.
No, but it matters. I mean, because that's just the truth. That's just the truth. And he did make it seem a little effortless, but it's a lot of work, obviously. So, all right. He tells her that he's falling in love with her. He, as we know, gets the rose. We're pretty confident that he gets sent home after Fantasy Suites, right? Are we?
I don't know.
I thought
she might like it. Who knows with this?
No, I think he's staying.
Okay, so he makes it to the final 2?
You think?
I think Joey's leaving.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I could see that happening.
I think this uncle thing is just gonna brew something up.
Okay. All right, we'll see.
And he's the next bachelor, so like he doesn't have to.
Good point.
I love when he said too, like, oh, my sister loves Charity. I feel like she loves her more than me.
Yeah, and she kind of inferred like my sister's very opinionated and her opinion was very strong. So that gave her some some good points, brownie points with the family. So moving on to Dotun. Dotun had a hometown in Fresno, California with his family. They weren't supposed to show up, but they altered their flight from Nigeria, and I'll let you guys gush over this guy. So.
Man,
That family. Oh my gosh.
the grandma.
The grandma was so cool.
I loved her.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go cook with her.
Yeah.
I know. I
So,
loved that.
I have some notes on it. Like, okay, so the grandma who doesn't speak English, like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I cried in this moment. I'll be honest with you. Like, I actually cried. My grandmother never spoke English, so I really it really resonated. Like the grandma who like loves her grandson so much. I'm sure he speaks Nigerian or whatever language, but like that ethnic like care and commitment to family. And at the end, she goes, "I love you, I love you."
Oh
Like
my
it's
God,
just like
I loved that
that
part.
boater love is just a
Yeah.
special thing. It's like there's nothing like it. And obviously they had a very, very, very strong family unit, very tied to their roots, which is why they were in Nigeria. So this is probably like really new and really, kind of crazy for them to think, hey, my son is doing this. Where back in the day, like they were probably telling him like, no, come with us in Nigeria. We'll grab one back for you.
Yep.
Literally.
like
Get married there.
Yeah, where you pick, and then no, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be picked. But that's they were good sports.
Yeah.
I loved that family.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
good sports. And
I
that,
also, again, the home cooked meal.
I could see her fitting in very well there.
Yeah.
And she brings up a good point, too, that one of her best friends is Nigerian. So she is kind of used to that culture, used to the food. When they ask her, have you had Nigerian food
Yeah.
before? She's like, yeah, my best friend. So that's cool. I feel like she
One
fits
thing
in.
that I caught, one was when she already started crying when she was talking to Dotun's mom.
right.
Oh,
That was like just the love is just
Yeah.
beaming from her when she's like, yeah, cool. She didn't say, oh, I'm gonna tell him I'm falling in love with him,
yeah.
but like the emotion said it all.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it
And
did.
this-
You could tell that this was somebody like you ain't playing with. Like,
Yeah.
like you tell your true feelings, you treat her son right, like period,
And then when the mom said, I will embrace her if she becomes my daughter-in-law.
Oh,
Like, man,
I love that.
I know. Like, what else do you want?
That's
More-
exactly what you want in a hometown is someone to say, if you pick him, you will be accepted by us,
Yeah.
because you want to hear that, not a Joey's uncle situation.
Well, I think you guys make a great point. Like his mom specifically was kind of like, I did my job. I raised my son.
Yep.
He's going to make a choice with or without whatever I say. I trust him to make the right choice. I felt that strongly with her than any of the other moms.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think the other moms were kind of questioning, a thing here. Do you trust the process and that? She just said like, hey, if my son chooses you, like I choose you, period. And I trust the man that I raised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty powerful for me.
Yeah.
So,
I love when, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no. I love when his brother talks about how faithful he is in a relationship
Yeah.
too. He's like, I look up to my brother in that way. He's like, he does not even look at other women.
Which I can 100% see that.
I can,
Yeah.
I mean, Charity is his everything right now.
Yeah.
Like she walks into the room and that's who he has eyes on, you know? And I could definitely see that if they were married. Like he just seems so respectful in
Yeah.
that way where he wouldn't even like comment on another woman or her beauty or anything. Like Charity is his everything.
Yeah.
I see that.
We've talked about that in the past episodes where we've said like Dotun seems most okay with his time and the fact that she's taking her time to figure out whatever is more than any of the other guys.
Yeah.
Joey doesn't really care, but we've seen a little bit from Aaron, we've seen a little bit from Xavier.
Yeah.
Which, from my point of view, being a man, like I think it's a little healthy. And I don't judge Dotun for not being as intimidated as some of the other guys, but maybe it's just like so much confidence. Like, dude, like I know what I got with her. So
Yeah.
like you guys can do whatever. It doesn't matter. I know what I got. And I
Yeah.
respect that. I really do.
I love that. I think that's so telling. Like if I was Charity, I would look at that and say like, that's my man. He
100%.
knows that we're endgame for
Yeah.
this.
Well,
I mean, I
shall
hope.
see. We shall see. I know that he
It has to be.
for charity's sake, I think Dotun is probably the best pick for her. I'll admit.
I just
I
see
mean, the
them.
mom showered her in gifts.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
Nigeria.
Oh my gosh. What about the one who's
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
you have to wear this in the bedroom?
I don't even know what that
You think she'll
was.
bring it
I like
during
tried to like
fantasy
look it up. I'm
suites?
like, what is that? Like, let me figure it out. but no, I don't even know what that was. Maybe she will. Maybe he will bring it to she will bring it to fantasy suites. Who knows? I'm curious to see. And like, he doesn't seem like a kiss and tell guy. So
No, he does
No,
not.
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
He's
No
so
chance.
respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is just husband material.
Yeah.
If I've ever seen it on the show, he is husband
Oh
material.
man, Nicole's going all in on
I
that.
kind of feel like if he doesn't make it, he would have to be the next Bachelor.
I know.
Good point. Good point.
I would love that
Like-
too, but I mean, I want him with Charity.
Yeah, me too.
Do not if Dotun isn't chosen and you put him on the beach, I'll be pissed, guys.
He can't
Yeah,
go on the
no.
beach.
No,
No
he's
chance.
I don't want
No.
producers messing with him. Protect him at all costs. This
Yeah.
man is gold. Like,
Those are hard, like very hard to find.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, he needs a show.
yeah.
His own show,
His own,
like
his
keeping
own
up
season.
with Dotun or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm putting in the air that Dalton's not getting picked because I think you guys
Come
are.
on,
Yeah.
you just want him to go on the
No.
beach now. We can't put him on the beach.
No. It's like no. Look, she's a great girl and he's a great guy, and if they decide to be in love, that's awesome.
I mean,
He's just like pedestal, right?
the date. We didn't talk about his date that he had planned for her.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
when they took off in the
Oh my
Thunderbird.
gosh, the movie, the cuddling.
Oh.
She was freaking sobbing again. Like,
That is
Wow.
so cute. So cute. And first of all, too, before the date, I love when his mom was like, I can't wait to take you back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
That was
'Cause that's
cute.
such a Nigerian thing.
give you like a big wedding.
Yeah.
That was
Oh, I
cute.
love that.
You got the two weddings. You got the African
Yeah.
wedding and the American wedding. That's dope. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
I
lie,
love
that's
that.
dope. So you know,
But when they took off in that classic Thunderbird and, drove off into the sunset for their little drive-in movie, it was so
Which
cute.
she said her parents used to do all the time also.
Yes, I love that.
So I wonder if she's mentioned it to him
yeah.
And he picked up on that.
and he did it.
That is one thing that's really cool about this particular episode every season is like now they get to be in the driver's seat a little
Yeah.
bit, which is
Yeah,
kind
and
of fun.
plan
so.
something for their
I was
lady.
like, man, is he gonna let her drive?
Yeah, no,
And he's like, nope.
damn,
My
you're
car,
right. You're
yeah.
right. And at the beginning, she said like, "No, I always drive." Like, not this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Not
let
this
him
time.
lead a little bit,
100%.
as the the man
The
he
man
wants
in
to
his
lead.
hometown, absolutely. So that's cool. All right, so let's talk about the rose ceremony. It's in this. Well, they do a little interlude where Charity's talking to Jesse. Is there anything you guys have to say about
yeah,
this?
he
or what?
shows up.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Jesse.
Yeah, welcome back.
Jesse, we need to see you every week, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than once.
No, but he's really funny the way he like interviews her. So she's like, "Yeah, so you falling in love with Aaron? Are you falling in love with Dotun? You falling in love with Xavier?
Love
You falling in love with Joey? Okay, so it seems like you're falling in love with 4 men."
Like,
it's just like
yeah.
it's just like super awkward. And this is like my other problem with Charity. This like, is it okay for her to say that she's falling in love with 4 men or no?
No.
It's not.
I
Right?
mean, I think it's okay like that she says I'm falling in love, but when you start saying
Yeah.
like I love you to multiple people, that's not going to get you.
It's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery
Yeah,
slope, and that's
I
going to get
agree.
you some bad press. I think.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, like, who knows what the producers are telling her? Like, who knows how she has to portray this season to get as many ratings? I don't know what, but like, you have to be blind. I'm sorry, a blind person could see that you don't love Aaron. I'm sorry.
100%.
Like, and a blind person could see that you're not going to choose Xavier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think she's infatuated with
100%.
Xavier, but
Or maybe
not.
she just can't justify, the fantasy suite without saying, I'm falling in love, I
Hey,
don't
that
know.
could be something where she's subconsciously like, I don't want to spend the night with these people without like thinking, hey, I could
It's worth
see them.
it,
I could
right.
see them as my husband, like just to make herself feel a little bit
Oh, she's
better.
gonna
hey,
see.
as a woman, you get a lot of hate for like the fantasy suites. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really for the fantasy suites. I think that's weird.
Yeah.
Like,
And we
just
don't know what they
banging out-
do. We don't know
Right.
what they
Yeah,
do,
oh, come
but
on.
I mean,
we
like-
know what they do.
the only one, like last season, I forgot his name.
Zach, right?
Zach. When he came on
Yeah.
sleeping with them.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, you. That is so rude. To
And
like,
then, yeah.
and that's not even the girl you pick, and you're literally like blasting her sex life all
Yeah.
over social media
Which I
and
mean,
everything.
when he said that, I was like, okay, obviously nothing's gonna happen, but you kind of know when they show that door
Yeah.
shutting, it's game over. You can tell by the next day.
Yeah.
Right.
I think you can
That's
tell
what's
by the
always
next
funny.
day.
Yeah.
You know,
The next day when they're filming,
you know.
like if they're glowing, like we know they were glowing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, you know, and best believe if they didn't, they're gonna mention that they did not. You
Right.
know,
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
That's a
like
good
I would
point.
clear my name and say,
Right,
no, I
like
didn't.
Zach and Rachel,
Yeah.
where they woke up and they're like, things did not go well, which no one's ever come out and said what happened in that fantasy suite. I would love to know. I think everybody wants
He
to
just
know.
basically said she went crazy. But
Yeah, I think to me, in my mind, I think they had different political views. That's
That happens.
yeah, because that is the only time you get with no cameras.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to have those like conversations that you don't necessarily want to have on camera.
Right. Yeah.
Your political views, your views on like religion, children,
Yeah,
like raising
social,
kids,
all that
social
Everything.
problems, and yeah.
Yeah, good point. No, and if that goes sour, it'll ruin the mood.
Yeah.
So that is interesting. So, yeah, so Aaron gets sent home. Unfortunately for him, and unfortunately for us, there weren't too many fireworks, but she lets him go. She says there isn't really any reason, and we're all like, yeah, we know the reason. You don't love him.
I couldn't believe she was sobbing like that though.
Yeah. It was
Like her face was just drenched. Like, did she just feel bad for him?
It looked like there was 2 small water balloons, and she just popped them.
I feel like
Just, all over her.
I feel like if you were the Bachelorette, you'd just be like, bye.
I would not sit there and just say all that. I'd be like, I'm sorry, you're just not the one.
Yeah.
If
Can I walk you
Alicia
out?
was the
Can I walk you
Bachelorette,
out?
she'd be like, Jesse, man, walk this guy out.
I would be like, I would be crying for every single
Ow.
person. I'd be like, I don't want to hurt him. I'm so sorry.
So
I'd be the
actually,
opposite.
I'm like the worst. I laugh at everything. Like one of my friends one time, like she was like sobbing, and her grandma was in the hospital, and I literally had to leave the building because I was laughing hysterically. I
I think
wheeze.
there's people like that.
I have a wheeze.
I
laugh.
have
Like,
a
all my
friend-
friends know. I'm sorry. You tell me somebody died, I'm gonna
Yeah,
laugh.
yeah.
It's not. That's just how I handle emotion. Anything.
Yeah.
I'll be like wheezing.
Yeah.
Like that's how hard. Like my body's just shaking. I'm crying, laughing.
That's hilarious. My best friend Bennett, that's how he is. Like he has an embarrassed laugh. He has like a
Yeah, me
fear
too.
laugh. Like if he's scared, I'm like, like, bro, you fucking laughing? Like this isn't funny. He's like, no. But yeah, no, it's really funny. I think you would laugh. You would be super emotional.
Yeah.
If I would toe the line. I think if it was me being the Bachelor and I was like letting girls go, I would do something along the lines of like,
Be a G.
yeah, I would be acting about it. I'd be like, babe, I'm sorry. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You'll find
Very
somebody.
political.
I'll call
You'll
you
fi-
if this one
you'll-
doesn't work out.
Yeah, and she
That's
says
funny.
She
That's
says
funny.
to Aaron like if they had more time, it would be different.
Like,
I
why you
don't-
gotta do that to him though?
I know.
Now he's like,
Now he's
probably
gonna think
going
about
home,
that.
thinking of the what ifs. If only I had another one-on-one and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the preview. Do you think he
No.
shows up?
Nah,
I
no
think it's our
chance.
homeboy.
Who?
What if it's Braden?
Get out of here.
They need some entertainment.
That's a great point. Who do we think it is?
I
Let's
think
really
it's gotta
look
be
at it.
Aaron.
Aaron B.
Yeah.
Because he's just like a nut job.
Yeah, I think
LOL.
he's like,
Mm.
I am not giving up without a fight.
I think it's like an ex. I think it's gonna be one of her exes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be this ex that caused her so much trauma.
Ooh, what about her brother? From the first episode.
No, because she wouldn't be that shocked.
Sure.
Mm.
Well,
It has
guys,
to be somebody really unexpected.
there's a lot to uncover next week, but I definitely had fun. I'm having the best time reviewing the show with you guys. Is there anything that we want to address before
Yeah.
we take off? For
Remember
next
when Aaron said he was gonna get the first rose?
week? Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna have that first rose off that table.
Oh my gosh.
Poor guy in his confidence.
Yeah. What do you think about too in the preview? I saw Joey said it can be hard to be in a relationship with me, and I
Yeah.
totally see that.
What does that mean?
He's releasing the side that he's been hiding. The dirt is coming out. I'm telling you, the uncle's about to come back up, and it's that thing that we're missing.
Maybe he's the one who shows up, the uncle.
Maybe the
Oh
uncle
my
shows
God, be
you're
like,
not
don't marry
supposed to
Mike.
be here. Yeah. I think that I think what that means is that like Joey is maybe he's talking about his family. Maybe he's saying like I have all these opinions around, and it's not easy to have that where. That is a big deal for Charity, who all she wanted was to be accepted in this potential interracial relationship. Who knows? But I definitely like that point. Something for us to follow up on next week.
So we have that. We have this mystery person.
Yeah. A lot of stuff to figure out.
So is next week Fantasy Suites or
Yes.
Men Tell All?
Ooh, I'm pretty sure it's Fantasy Suites.
I know they just filmed Men Tell All. They were all in
Is
LA.
it Fantasy Suites 2 guys?
3.
3.
It is 3?
Yeah, 3.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you know, Neapolitan. Chocolate, vanilla,
No,
and,
you didn't.
and strawberry.
Oh my
God. I will
gosh.
never look at ice cream, Neapolitan ice cream, the same again.
Jeez.
Well, guys, we already know it's all dessert. So,
Here we
The
go.
beads from
it's all
Dutton.
dessert. Yeah, she's going to wear those and only those. in the
Oh
fantasy.
my goodness.
All right, we're getting
Lord.
crazy. We love you guys. Is there anything else before we take off today?
Nope.
All right, keep tuning in. If you're watching this far, you love us. I know there's not a ton of
We
us.
see
but
you, Charity.
We really, Charity,
Yeah.
we love you. Keep watching. Fix those problems though, okay? Only love one guy. They're good guys, so take care of them. All right, guys, we love you. We'll see you. Bye.